Hey folks, good to see you again. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Don't be shy, come on in. I've made it to what is effectively now, I guess, my base camp. I've been here a few times in the last little while, and I've got a good setup here. I've got a bench and a nice fire pit, so why not come back? Why not? I'm going to do things a little bit differently this time, and I think I'm going to get collecting my fire preparations, firewood and tinder, because this time I'm going to maybe attempt to do a bow drill fire. So that's what I'll do. I'll get my fire stuff set up and ready to go first before anything else. Oh, it's good to be back. It's good to be back out here. I'm looking forward to the solitude for one night. Let's get going, shall we? Let's get going. Now, of course, one of the joys of coming back to a known location, not only is it a source of comfort, I guess you could say, but if you know you're coming back, of course, there's you can leave wood for yourself. In this case, I've got some charred wood in the fire pit already that I can utilize, and some logs that we didn't use last time. Firewood right there, all pretty much ready to go. And for those of you who've been around the channel for a bit and just, you know, using common sense really, so this is no secret. Obviously you can store wood for the next time that you come, and it's also good practice to store wood for other people in case they come as well. So in this case, I've got some wood for myself here, so that's going to save a bit of time, a bit of work. But I do need to collect a lot more here. Well, that should be good for now. I'll obviously need a bit more wood, but I do have another log there, so I should be solid for now. I gotta take these things off. It's really starting to annoy me. Now that I'm done collecting in the deep snow for now, let's get these things off. Oh. Again, I'm surprised at how little snow there is around here this time of year. Usually there's, gosh, at least 10 feet of snow, and right now there's, only 3, maybe 4 feet tops where there is no cover from the tree canopy, or the forest canopy. So, I mean, it does make things easier, that's for sure. So I am happy about that, but strange. I guess it's just somewhat normal. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I'm going to try and get a bow drill fire going. And one thing you clearly do need for a bow drill fire to work is very fine, very dry tinders. And around here, everything's filled with ice, snow. Even the cedar bark is a little bit waterlogged. I'm sure I can pull some dry stuff if I dig a little deeper into the bark. But one way around that to almost guarantee dry tinder is, assuming you have a saw, collect the sawdust, making sure you knock all the snow off whatever it is you're cutting. Maybe take off the damp bark or whatever, but all that sawdust within the wood is going to be nice and dry, and should lend well to a bundle of tinder. So in this case, I've got my sleeping bag stuff sack, and I'll be using that hopefully to collect a big wad of sawdust as I saw this big piece down. Keeping the snow off is challenging. I'll have to be extra diligent. So as you can remember, as some of you may remember, I've broken a couple of these saws. This is the first saw that I broke. Basically what happened is the locking mechanism popped out, and I lost all the springs and the pins and stuff that keep all that in place. Now, I've done a little home repair on it, so it doesn't lock per se. It doesn't lock this way, but it keeps it from going this way. So if it does work quite nicely. I'll just have to be careful not to close it on my fingers. Just an elastic and a hairpin. Sure beats buying another one. I do plan on getting a high quality one off the internets. Just waiting for one to go on sale, I guess, because they are expensive. Oh, that's what you gotta be careful of. Yeah, it does feel pretty dry, but I'm going to collect a boatload more of this stuff and start putting together my tinder bundle. My bundle of tinder. My bundle of tinder. Now, what's the key to a successful fire? Preparation. Preparation indeed. Now, truth be told, I've never tried, really, a bow drill fire before. And some of you might be asking, Nige, now why would you do that? Why would you go to the woods and have that your first time to try? To which I would say, you know, practicing out in the woods is the best way to learn how to make one. A fire from a bow drill. Now, I do have a backup plan. I got my fire striker and a lighter as well. So, that's the fallback. But this is the time. This is the time to practice when you're in the elements and surrounded by the different types of fuel or tinder that you'll be using. Out here, there's no birch. It's just pine, spruce, and some fir and some cedar, and that's it. So tinders are a different strategy out here. But this is a start right here. This stuff. Well, the time is about 2:30, so plenty of time, but I do need to get going on this, because God knows how long it's going to take me to actually, assuming I get it going, which is a ambitious assumption. It's probably going to take me a while, so. I would like to use one of these potentially as a baseboard, if I could get it thin enough. That could be tricky with all these knots. All these little knots, eh? Oh, this might be a good one here. Potentially. No, that one split weird. Too many knots. Okay. Ah, kindling. Right on. Right on. Oh, let's get rid of that thing. Okay. Okay, I'm going to try and get a baseboard created, and I also got to get the stick that spins. So give me a moment and I'll check back with you. So I got a decent baseboard going. I might need to thin that out a bit, but we'll give that a shot. And then this will be the spindle if I can get it down to size here. Try this way. Now you do want to get it roughly down to the size you want, I guess, just so you have to do less with your knife. Very rough estimate on how big you want it. Okay. I can whittle that down a bit more. Basically what I'll want to do also when I'm shaving this down is collect all the shavings for the last ingredient to my tinder bundle. The bundle of tinder. So let's get going on that, huh? Shall we? I could also collect some of this stuff, provided it's not soaked with snow. So I might resort to doing that as well. So as you can see, I got my tarp set up here. And that's because I want to be as efficient as possible, collecting all the shavings that I can. Oh, got a new knife. It's a Camillus hunting knife. Should be nice. Nice and sharp for me. Just trying to get a bunch of paper thin shavings, as it were. The thinner the better. I've had a question asking about the noises that go on around here, and there's several of them. And when you don't know what they are, they can be startling. I have moments where I'm trying to sleep at night here and get woken up and a little bit with my heart racing a little bit, just because I'm pretty easily startled out here, to be honest. Coming out here alone, I am facing a lot of my fears, watching too many horror movies perhaps. But I do get startled out here still, especially after you know, a few times coming out with friends, not having a care in the world really, and then coming out alone again. But yeah, I had a question about I mentioned in a couple of videos tree knocks that I hear. And it's just the trees cracking and popping. I can hear them close in the distance. It kind of sounds like branches are being torn off the tree and falling. And the truth is, I don't know what the heck that is, but I assume it's, you know, the trees swaying a bit, and it being cold like this, they have a little less give, so they crack and pop a little bit as they move. I'm probably going to need to put the axe to this a bit more and take quite a bit off, because this is going to take forever with the knife. Yeah, I'm going to get the axe out again and take off a bunch more. I'll check back with you. So there's the spindle. And you notice one end is skinnier than the other. you want one end to have, in theory anyway, I'm talking like I've done this before, you want one end to be as little friction as possible, and then this is the end that will be in the baseboard right there. Next I got the bow, and I've already put my notch in the bow. So let's have a look-see here. Spindle's pretty big, so that's going to have to be looser. Loosey loose. Okay, it's actually starting to snow now. Go figure. So I'm going to get everything ready. I'm going to get the fire pit ready and check back with you when I'm ready to give this a shot. And it's starting to get dark on me. It's only 3 o'clock, but with this overcast and the snow coming down and the fog, it's starting to get dark. So I'm just going to get set up here. Here we go. All right. I think I'm ready. Spindle, bow, handhold, and baseboard. So let's just see if I can get a good smoke going first before I worry about doing the rest of it. Baseboard's a little rocky, but that's one of the reasons why you give it a trial first. Make sure the setup is okay. I'm worried a little bit that my divot on the baseboard isn't good enough. Yeah, it's creeping out. Yeah, I'm gonna need to improve that. Give me a moment. I think I am ready to see if the setup is good to go. And the snow kind of calmed down, or it did anyway. It's starting to come down again. Okay, this string is too loose now. Let us adjust. Okay, I had to change the bow because it was not working. I need a bit more of a curve. Okay, here we go. I got it spinning okay. I tried a little bit off camera, but now I'm worried the socket is too big now. The wrong end is smoking now. That's pretty funny. Yeah, it's just it's jumping around too much in the hole. I might need to make a better baseboard. Okay, I've cut off a little bit of the tip to make it a bit wider. Now let's get rid of this string that's kicking up snow as I go. Oh, that's better. just got the tip wet. Great. Getting a little bit of smoke. A little bit of smoke. Now the string is getting loose on me. Okay, so I got a bit of smoke off camera. I'm afraid it's probably not going to be enough, but I have put a little notch in just to have a place to collect all the hot dust. If I could get it spinning. I feel like this bow isn't good enough. I'm going to get a new bow. Okay, new bow. I feel like I need a new spindle now because this thing's not, seems to be not creating enough dust. Spinning all right. Having trouble with the dust. Short break and then right back at her. Takes a lot out of you. Well, it's 5:15. Get my comfortable position for my knee here. So, running out of time here, at least daylight. But let's give it another go, shall we? Yeah, it's not creating very much dust at all. It takes so long to get it smoky. And that probably just means this is a bad setup. Bad wood combination. But we're going to keep trying. Another break. Alright, I'm going to give it once, maybe twice more to see what I get. And then I'm going to call it and make a fire, because darkness is coming. Darkness is but minutes away. I suppose it's really just a matter of finding what works in terms of materials, what kind of wood, and then just going for that every time. Ow! Well, the other end is hot. I don't know that squeaking is a good sign. I think it means that it's not really generating too much ash. Not good. Got the tip wet. Not good. Yeah, this setup is probably not sufficient. I'm getting a bit of dust here, but as you can see, it's barely smoking when I'm going, so not good enough. Alright, let's cut it. Cut this attempt. Oh, let me just catch my breath for 2 seconds. Ah. Ah. get this fire going, shall we? Ah, my knee! My knees! Here we go. Ah, there we go. Put a bit more dry sawdust and whatnot, other dry materials and from the tinder, and that worked well. Ooh. Now that the fire's taken care of, let's get a shelter going, shall we? Let's get that shelter going. It's getting dark. Perhaps a bit too much time was spent on the bow drill. Alright, shelter is set up. I'm going to chill next to the fire for a bit and rest my back because I've been bending over constantly, like right now. Oh wait, I got to get my bedding set up, then I'll sit down. Oh, finally. A little bit of rest here. Let me adjust this light. Oh, that was hard work. Even just gathering the materials, getting them whipped up to shape, and all the ingredients, that drains you a bit. And the constant adjusting and trying to get your setup to work for the bow drill fire, that's tough. That is tough. It's got to be one of those things where obviously the more you practice, the more you where you get good at it. Oh. Wow, darkness came quick. Just go, go, go until dark, really. Shelter set up, bedding set up, and fire's going, so I'm sitting pretty now. It's probably a bit too late for coffee, hey? Kind of feel like a warm cup. Temperature tonight is maybe going to reach -10, if that. It's probably just below 0 right now. But I'm going to concentrate on getting these boots dry so they don't freeze on me. And that's what I'll do for the next little while, and then I'll start thinking about dinner. It's almost 6 o'clock now, I think, so there's plenty of time. I've got a special treat for dinner tonight. Hopefully it works as planned, but more on that later. For now, I'm going to relax and dry off my boots. Okay guys, it is dinner time. Dinners is time. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. Okay. So for dinner tonight I've got steak, but not just any steak. I've got marinated steak with a mint basil hollandaise sauce and some I'm going to have some smashed potatoes along with that. So first and foremost, I need to melt. I gotta melt butter. Melting butter is absolutely necessary. And we're making we're using a lot of butter this time, so I'm gonna have to go on a butter fast after this. Okay, so we've got, how much is this? Got, I think, half a cup of butter in this stick. So let's cut it. Actually, we're actually gonna melt all of the butter at once, and then use the remnants for the potatoes. So that's what we'll do. If we could get the wrapper off. There it is, in the pot. In the pot you go. So cutting it in half was completely useless. It's not what we wanted to do. Okay. All that butter in the pot, and let's get melting. Okay, so here's the hollandaise. It's mostly prepped. Hollandaise sauce with two egg yolk, white wine vinegar, basil, mint, and I think olive oil, I can't remember, and some peppercorns. Oh, awfully slippery. Okay, and here's the butter. Melted butter, most of it, anyway. And it does need quite a bit. Sheesh. I'll be sure to not finish this whole thing, because that would be a little unhealthy. Alright, I'm going to let this sit and coagulate a bit and get thick. Let me actually mix it a bit. Easy. I know it looks kind of gross, but I'm hoping this this tastes amazing. It's already starting to thicken, which is good. That's probably because the egg is now ice. Okay. Let's get. I'm going to put this semi close to the fire. Next, we have our potatoes. And we're just going to smash them a bit in the bag. They're I already boiled them. And that's going on the grill. Potatoes on the grill. Let's stoke the fire a bit here for the coals. And we've also got a few mushrooms. This wasn't part of the recipe, but I love mushrooms. Ooh, that's hot. So just a few. Just a few. I'm gonna wait a bit for the mushrooms and the potatoes to cook, and then on goes the steak. Whoa. I sure hope the hollandaise was made correctly, because that's the sauce, and if the sauce is no good, then rip the meal. Alright. Cook little potatoes. Cook well. We got a steak here. This is marinated in olive oil, a little bit of steak spice, and a little bit of maple syrup. Oh, and garlic as well. Okay, this wouldn't be dinner without some veggies. So let's get that in. The steak is pretty much done. Pretty much ready. Let's get that in the pot. And let's get the steak in the pot as well, because we gotta get this fire banging again. There we go. Well, dinner is ready. Dinner is ready. Let's get this hollandaise sauce. Oh, it's a little chunky. Looks kind of nasty, but That is okay. Give you a look at the dish here. See the steak. They got the greens there. Mmm, yummy. And the potatoes in the bottom. That is a feast. For sure. Let's have a taste of this steak. Yum. Oh, and I can taste the maple syrup. Chunky hollandaise. Oh, you can kind of see that. Sorry, the lighting is a challenge this evening. The lighting has been a challenge. And, of course, the finest of beers, Tuborg, classic Nigel beer. All sorts of little crummies in the spout. Hopefully it's not frozen. I put it next to the fire. Oh, cheers, guys. Oh boy, that's delicious. Now let's try the steak with the hollandaise. Mmm. That is good. I think I put a bit too much white wine vinegar. It's a touch sour. But that's alright. It still tastes delicious. I can taste the basil, peppercorns, the mint. This was a challenging meal. I mean, actually, I suppose the challenge was, God, this was a challenge to film, to say the least. My usual strategy with the light is I use my headlamp, and I mount it on the tripod, but it just would not stay on, and I wasted so much battery and space on my SD card or whatever, just filming, getting in place, doing my thing, and realizing, dang it, it's like the light, you couldn't see me. The lighting was in the wrong place, or aiming in the wrong direction. But finally I think I got it, so. Broccoli. Well, too bad for that fire bow, hey? Yeah, it's all about the setup, though. I must have just had the wrong wood. It looked like softwood to me. I was pressing my nail into it, and I was denting the wood. I'm pretty sure it was a pine or something. Some sort of spruce or pine. That's all part of the learning process, isn't it? Learning the different combinations, what works, what doesn't. Learning the right setup. You know, what kind of fire bow works, what doesn't. The shape of the spindle, all that stuff. And even the tinder that I collected seemed wet. But that might have been some of the, when it was snowing, probably some of the snow got into it. Even though I covered it, there must have been some snow in there. tangy, but delicious. Alright folks, I'm going to, I'm going to have another swig of beer here. In the name of conserving battery and all that on my camera, because I'm down to my last battery, I'm going to shut you off, enjoy this delicious meal, and check back with you. Yummy. Well, guys, as you can see, the flaps are down. The meal was delicious. It's actually been an hour, maybe 2 hours since I checked in with you last, and it's dropped in temperature. So the flaps have come down, and I'm just trying to burn all the wood that I got here. I had like a long fire going and sort of just cinching the wood from either end to try and get it burnt up. It's wonderful being next to this fire. Oh, it's so bloody warm. This was a good successful fire. Sometimes I build fires and they go out quickly, just the way that I arrange the wood. When I try and feed in long logs, if I don't do it correctly, it puts a fire out eventually. But I seem to have figured out how to do it. So that is great. Great. But it's pretty late. I'm going to relax here for a little bit longer, and then I'm going to bed. Because it's sleepy time. It's getting close. Getting close to sleepy time. This fire, though, is just enticing me to stay. Why on earth would I go into a cold sleeping bag when I have the option of this beautiful, wonderful fire? Oh boy. I've got my boots completely dry, so they shouldn't cause any problems for me in the morning. Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. Those tree pops are starting again. They seem to intensify during the night, and that kind of confirms my. And my light's dying. I was going to say, that kind of confirms my theory on it being related to it being cold out. As it drops in temperature, more tree knocks. Go figure. Okay. Camera, you're going off. I don't know if you heard that. There was one in the background. I don't know if you heard that. But I got to charge this light now with my battery pack, and I'll check back with you when I'm nestled in my bag. I am in bed, and it's so nice. Fire is still crackling fire is still crackling a little bit. I'm all snuggled in. It's late. I stayed up until like 12:30. And then probably by the time I'm in this bag, as I am now, it's probably 1 o'clock. So, hey, it's the weekend. Okay? Sheesh. Give me a break, huh? But 1 o'clock means sleepy time. What a wonderful day, scrumptious, dilly-umptious meal, and tomorrow's supposed to be good weather, no wind, hopefully. So that's where I'll see you next. Hopefully I can get a fire going, get some coffee, maybe some oatmeal. Anyways, guys, I will see you in the morning. Tree knock. Freaking tree knocks. Good night. Ladies and gentlemen, good night. Oh, good night. Oh. 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 Good morning. Ooh. Nipply dipply. I was pretty chilled last night. Pretty chilled. But as the night went along, I got warmer. So I'm not sure what that is about. Because I'm quite sure the air didn't get warmer. Like the temperature. It must have been just accumulating the warm breath from my breathing. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna get up and make a fire. And have some breakfast, coffee, all that fun stuff. Let's get up. Let's get up. Ugh. Slept okay last night. Woke up probably around 3 o'clock. Couldn't fall asleep for like 45 minutes, and then on and off sleep for the rest of the evening. It's a beautiful day today. Sunny, and well, it was cold when I got up, but now that I'm moving around, obviously got this fire going, I'm getting warmed up. And that's the key to staying warm. Get to work. Get to work. Alright, for breakfast, some breakfast cereal. Let's see how it is. Just add hot water and it's good to go. That's not oatmeal. Holy crap. That's interesting. Pretty good. That's healthy. Oh yeah. I'm all packed up. I'm just gonna finish the cereal, maybe have another coffee, and then split and get out of Dodge, as they say. Oh boy. Well, guys, camp is nice and clean, fire is out and cold, and I am ready to go. I'm saddled up, as you can see. This was a fantastic evening here, and I thank you all for sticking with me. Spring is coming soon. I've got about another month or so of this, maybe less. So, oh man, the seasons end quickly, don't they? Time flies. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for sticking with me. Thank you all for watching, and of course, if you like this one, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. And if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Take care, guys.